So me and my wife sat down the other night and we decided we were going to watch a relaxing, stupid comedy movie. We booted up the old Netflix and we were greeted with a recommendation. Tag. I remember this film was advertised a while ago, claiming to be lighthearted and pretty funny. We put it on, settled in to turn our brains off for a while and began watching. Then all of a sudden...
It's in session.
I sat up in my seat and I had one question infesting my entire mind. Why the hell are the action scenes in this dumb comedy so damn good? I'm not really going to be talking about the plot of this film, like, to be honest, it's okay. Our main focus is going to be the action set pieces. However, I will just give you a quick breakdown. Tag is based on a true story by a group of grown men who spend 1 month a year playing tag. The film focuses on Ed Helms, Jake Johnson, Hannibal Buress and John Hamm's characters trying to tag the untaggable Jeremy Renner's character. They figure this will be their year because he's getting married, so his location is obvious and his guard will be down. It's a simple premise, which is executed somewhat successfully. The jokes are a mixed bag, but as previously mentioned, the actual tag action scenes are for some reason phenomenal. These scenes use a combination of beautifully put together shots to sell this bombastic action. The cinematography is well lit but very atmospheric. A perfect example of this is our introduction to Jeremy Renner's character. The dark room is only lit by a few slivers of light. This delivers a perfect background to show off his immense ability. The editing also uses beats to ensure the fights feel cathartic and engaging. You don't feel lost in the scene. They don't opt for shaky, lazy action camera like you see in some of these films. They also opt for the use of speed ramps, which slows down to really slow motion and then back into normal speed. This gives your brain to process and enjoy the tactical decisions made by their characters. This is something that was made famous by the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes.
Count with cross to left cheek. Discombobulate.
It's used very effectively in Tag, not only to provide us with some great set pieces, but also give us information into the characters and how they react to these situations.
Hoagie's attempts to face me failed because he lacks confidence.
Another important factor into delivering punchy action on screen is the sound design. The level of detail put into the sound design is fantastic in Tag. For example, look at this clip from Bourne Identity. Now look at Tag. Despite one of these scenes being a fight for your life, and the other one being a game, which one felt more in tune with reality? Or at the very least, was a more convincing punch? As previously mentioned, they also combine the editing with some incredible use of music. The music, when used, adds an extra punch to these scenes. This is also assisted by cutting to the beats of the track used. It kind of reminds me of a certain director. Well, looking into who put this film together, we have the director Jeff Tomsic. However, looking at his filmography, this is his first major picture he's directed. The cinematography was done by Larry Blanford. His previous works include Ride Along and Shaft. This obviously helps explain the look to the film, especially the more atmospheric action scenes. But to get to the bottom of why these scenes are the way they are, we have to scroll right down the credits to the stunt section. Here lies the answer to our question. David Konk is the fight coordinator. His previous works include Avengers Endgame, The Punisher, Baby Driver and more. That explains the cutting on beat action scenes and why I'm reminded of a certain director. We also have Eric Linden as the stunt coordinator. His works include The Punisher, Avengers Endgame, Deadpool 2, Titanfall 2 Becoming One, The Nice Guys, and so many more. These guys are extremely talented and definitely industry experts. In fact, here's Eric Linden on Corridor Crew's hit show Stuntman React discussing his involvement in fight and action scenes.
Sometimes you can rehearse a fight scene for a really long time and become an expert at it and pull everything off, and then there's some scenes where you just have to be a stuntman, and this is it. That specific gun holds 9 bullets in the clip and 1 in the chamber when it's racked. So this whole run, I shoot exactly 10 bullets.
Heck
That's
yeah.
cool.
These guys are some of the best of the best. I have no idea how they ended up working on this comedy film. My best guess is maybe Jeremy Renner recommended them to the production staff after working with them on the Avengers? No matter how it came about, you can definitely see they've made a huge impact on this film. If it wasn't for these scenes, I think it would have fell flat for a lot of people. It also definitely gave the marketing team a USP to sell to the audiences. Like, you come for the plot, you stay for the action. It certainly changed my viewing experience for the better. So much so I had to make this whole video about it. It stained in my mind for weeks. John Wick was an exceptional action film that stood apart from the rest for its stylized use of light, interesting world building, but most importantly, its glorious, free-flowing, punchy action scenes. The reason John Wick did this so successfully is because it was directed by the world-renowned stuntman Chad Stahelski. He understands how the stunts and fights work better than any director, so he's found a way to direct an audience through that chaos in the most cathartic way possible. After this film was released, it took the industry by storm. Lots of directors started taking way more advice from their stunt teams. This culminates in better results for us as the audience, as well as for the films in general. Since the release of this film in 2014, you can clearly see its influence on films such as Tag. I'm sure there's more examples of this happening outside of just action. I hope to see more directors taking this approach. I want to see more stunt professionals becoming directors themselves. I want to sit down with my wife and watch a romantic comedy and see the lead do some crazy action scene. Well, as long as it's part of the actual story. This is a really positive direction for the film industry, and I'm glad to have seen it in a film such as Tag. I do recommend you check this out. Not for the plot, not for the jokes, but definitely for the action. Thank you so much for watching. As always, a subscribe would go a long way, and if you've enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like or a comment below. All my important links are in the description, and remember, be safe, push on, and know there's a story for everyone.